good morning, everybody. It's Gina. How you like that little square on my face? What? Sunday was weigh-in day. Yeah, I didn't go anywhere out of my house since Saturday morning at 11. I had a baby shower to go to. So today's the first day I've left. I've had a headache since last, well, honey said 6 days on Sunday. So 7, 8. Today's the 8th day of a headache. Now it's diminished, and the only thing that I did not do that I was supposed to do this week, like as far as go places, do things, work, all that kind of stuff. The only thing that I chose not to do was go to church, because the lights in the sanctuary are so severe. There's can lights, there's chandeliers, there's spotlights. When I think about sitting in that room with all those lights, I start panicking and when my head's hurting. So I did not go to church on Sunday. So I have Timothy today. He is 4, same age as my granddaughter. They're just a little bit apart. And then I have my weigh-in, and then I have a new piano student coming today for the first day. So I have a big day, and I really don't have the patience for my head to be hurting, but it is. I am doing the Fly Lady system. If any of you watched that video yesterday, I'm sorry. I am most likely gonna show my sink because, honey, when he got home, he said, why don't you use the stainless steel polish? I was like, we have stainless steel polish. He said, you bought it. I was like, okay, I didn't even realize that I had done that. It had been under the cabinet for so long. Oh, my lands, changed my whole view of that sink. And then I learned you don't do that whole process. You don't do the bleach and all that. You just make sure that it's cleaned and shined every night right before you go to bed. So when you get up the next day, you know, you have a clean slate to start with. You don't do the whole bleach pot every day because that was going to irritate me. So I'm glad that we don't do that. That's such a waste. I felt like, not that I've never done that. If my sink was really dirty, or in the case of a smell that you can't explain, I fill it up with bleach, but normally it was always on the disposer side. And I don't think I've ever had to do that in this house. In the house that we built, we had some issues. It was a very old house. It was built in 1965, and then we gutted it in 2000 down to the studs and rebuilt it, added on a room, had some land with it. We lived there for nearly 10 years before we sold it and moved where we live now. I don't think that I've ever really, just other than yesterday, sat and bleached my whole sink. But I don't know how much I feel about that. I like that it's clean, I like that it's shiny, but there's that. But I do think I might start because you're supposed to declutter and clean for 15 minutes. That's the whole system. I think I might start cleaning out that cabinet that I showed you yesterday and get all those books in their, you know, forever home. Even if it's in that room, but just clean up some space, because I need somewhere to put like my Keurig when I'm not using it, my Instant Pot when I'm not, just clean off some of the clutter on my countertops. I can barely take all that stuff on my countertops. So that's my plan, and I think I'm going to start that today. I'm only going to be in there 15 minutes. And unlike Sophia, I would actually turn my self-cleaning system on. And let it do it. Turn your heater off and turn that on. You've just heated your house. Why not? And I would never ever do it in the summer because, dear Lord, is it hot here in the summer. If it's already 110, I would not turn my oven on 500 degrees in the summer. So I would maybe do that on Friday. I might do that on Friday. So that leaves Wednesday and Thursday, and I'll pick something else in my kitchen. I guess I was a little confused, and the kitchen is going on right now. So I'm thinking today I'm going to start on that cabinet, and then I'm going to do drawers maybe on Wednesday, and then start working on the cabinets on Thursday, stove on Friday. I think that might be my plan. Of course, who knows? But so stick with me if you want to. I have a busy, crazy day, and I will go over my weekly whenever I am out. Okay, folks, it's Thursday. It's not even Tuesday. I didn't finish that video. I had a big day that day. We had a funeral at the church that day, and I went home finally after, you know, getting everyone settled, and completely forgot to finish this video. I was down, if that helps. A pound and something, but I'm still up from the crazy week before. And let me just be clear. I am done. I'm so done with going up and down in the 30s. We're talking 6 months now. 6 months of up and down in the 30s. And I've made no progress. I don't even really, honestly, I mean, this sounds so ugly, and it's not really what I should be saying, but other than you watching my struggles, I'm not motivating you. It's not, oh, I don't know how much I can handle that. And I know I look completely different than in the beginning of this video, but it is what it is. But I have to go to work today. I did not go to work yesterday. So, I left the thing. I went back to do some things with Pastor. And then they had the funeral that afternoon. And went home. Had piano. I gave a piano lesson. And then that was the end of the day. I put my jammies on and was done. What I'm trying to say is, I know that this is a real life struggle and we all live through them. But I'm just saying I'm done with the 30s. I want to go down to the 20s. Even if I stay in the 20s for a while, I just will be out of the 30s. Do you understand that? Can anyone comprehend that I am tired of going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down? And, yeah, it's just irritating me. Hopefully to motivate me in the correct direction. The problem is when I have a headache, I feel like it's justification for doing whatever I want to do. So I drink a lot more coffee, thinking that it's going to help me, which in turn says I have a lot more sugar, which in turn says I can't see. It's a vicious cycle, and y'all know that. And because me and sugar aren't friendly, and when I have more, it, you know, it makes me not be able to see. But yet I don't give up sugar in my coffee because heaven forbid you change the flavor of your coffee, Gina. And so it's a vicious cycle. And of course you eat differently when you don't feel well. And that's another thing I have to say is, since I've been on Weight Watchers, I don't feel as well as I used to feel. Where some people say, oh, I feel so good on Weight Watchers. I felt good on keto. Now, my doctor did not like that I was doing keto, but I felt really good on keto, probably because the sugar was out of my system. The problem is I went from sugar to fat. So I'm going to have to incorporate something else. I think I'm going to, and I don't know exactly how to do this, because I know you can't go low carb, low fat. I realize that. But if I went lower carb, not keto, because I don't think you can do keto and Weight Watchers at the same time, and my doctor would have a fit. I think that if and I already talked to Honey about this a little bit yesterday, because I basically, you know, I've had a headache for a long time. You still function. You still do everything you need to do, other than I stayed home yesterday because it was just really bad. But I don't just sit home generally in a dark room and get through things. But you can kind of see how white my face gets when my head hurts so bad, and how red, you know, it's just a mess. And with the real life people, I mean, I'm surprised I'm even smiling, to be honest. But I just know that there has got to be some changes. And I think I might have shared in the beginning of this video, but it's been so long now, I'm not 100% sure, that after April, I'm going to make some decisions because they have some free months coming up. And if I'm not seeing the progress that I need to see, then I need to be doing something else. And I've talked a little tiny bit with Julie and a little tiny bit with Teamy T about if they thought, I talked to the gal from Teamy, if they thought that Teamy, the colon and the, whatever it is, skinny tea would help. I've never had it, I've never tried it, but I know that I'm interested in doing something differently. And it seems to me that that might work because there's no sugar in it. Where when you do diet drinks, they're all full of sugar, and that's just not ever going to be for me. It's either full of sugar or full of artificial sweetener, which I don't think there's either one in these Teamy teas. It's just tea. It might not taste great. I have no idea. I've never had any. But if it works, I'm considering it. So if any of you are doing that, please let me know and tell me what your experience was and would you recommend it. I know Julie uses it all the time, and that's Living Large on Lifetime. That's who I'm talking about. Me and Julie have been fast friends for years now. Matter of fact, I'm going to get to go see her. I'm so excited. I just know changes need to be made. And I'm not healthy. I don't feel, I've been sicker this year than I have in years and years. And I don't think that that's a coincidence that I'm not eating for me properly or healthy or whatever. Because if I was eating properly and healthy for me, then it would be working, right? It's just, I'm not following the program religiously enough. I don't have the stability and the motivation to do this. Weight Watchers, seriously, because I don't track. I get in the mood where I get halfway through the day and I'm like, screw it, I don't even care. And I don't care about them stupid little fit wins or whatever they are anyways. And I know that sounds like I'm bashing Weight Watchers, but I don't care about that. I don't care about a little bag that I have a million of, or a free little cup, or this or that, the other. I don't care about that stuff. I don't need that garbage hanging around my house anyways. I'm trying to get rid of all that stuff. So that's not motivation. What is motivation is they've taken all the artificial sweeteners out of all of the Weight Watcher foods. So I do appreciate that. The fact that it's real sugar versus artificial sweetener is better for me than artificial, because those flat out make me sick. But the real sugar could be a hitch too because of my vision. So all of these things lead to low carb, right? I mean, does not all of that lend itself to a lower carb diet where you're eating meats and vegetables mainly, which you can totally do on Weight Watchers. You just can't do all that fat. And I don't think I would want to again anyways, because I didn't really have really great, I mean, I think I lost 21 pounds on keto. But then I went off of it and gained it right back. And that's not what I want to do. I don't want to lose the progress that I already have going on Weight Watchers. But I think I need to drop the sugar completely. Just figure it out, Gina, and quit drinking sugar in your coffee. You know how many points a day that would save me? If I just cut out the sugar in my coffee, would probably save me 12 points a day. Half of my day. And see, now that, I see Julie do a lot of that because she drinks alcohol, wine. And there's a lot of points in that. So she eats all 0-point foods so that she has the freedom to have, now she's on maintenance, lifetime, so it's a completely different story. But if she drinks her beverage, then she doesn't have any room for any pointed foods. Where in my case, I need the points for my coffee because I'm not willing to change that. But I still eat food. So therefore, that's my problem. The crux of my problem, I mean, I really sat and, because I was sitting in a dark room all day long yesterday, what do? You can only sleep for so long. And I thought, what is the problem? And I truly believe the coffee is the problem. So there is that. I don't know how much I'm really going to go over the meeting this week, because to be honest, it really wasn't anything interesting. It was eating out. Talked about, went over a little bit about the app and how you can find certain pointed specifications if you're going to go out to eat and help you make right choices. But it says eating out, yes. Before you, I can't see. It would help if I actually had my glasses on. I'm going to have 2 pairs of glasses on for a minute. It says, before you go, save up smart points, so prepare for eating out. Check the restaurant database, which of course we just talked about. While you're there, order first, and already know ahead of time. Already know ahead of time what you're going to order if at all possible, and don't ask for the menu, because the menu is going to make you make bad choices. It just is. I've done it a million times. Follow my follow my words, not my example. Be present. Eat slowly, savoring the flavors, and enjoy the company that you're with instead of gulping it down and getting it in, which I don't really eat fast anyways. I want to enjoy what I'm eating when I'm eating it. And then make a dining out plan, which is talking about knowing ahead of time, plan it, know what you're going to have. Don't get the menu, because the menu will mess with you. Know ahead of time and just order it. And then the, I would never ever make this, because the menu is, the recipe is flourless mini chocolate cakes with ganache. And of course you can get this on the website. And I really wouldn't make it anyways. But it is made with beans. That's kind of a whole can of black beans in it. But the ganache is made with bittersweet chocolate chips, and I would never do that, because in the chocolate chips is paraffin, which is what I'm allergic to in chocolate. The actual cocoa bean is not what I'm allergic to. It's paraffin, which is in almost every kind of chocolate, so I just steer clear. But anyways, that was it for the meeting. It was all about eating out. What are you going to do? How are you going to plan? How are you going to have successes in eating out? And we just choose restaurants that I can go to that I already know is going to work for me. And if we hit one that I just flat out don't know and I need a menu, I generally get baked chicken and some kind of a potato and just count it and call it done. No butter. I use A1 steak sauce. It tastes really good. It looks weird, looks a little bit weird, but if you put A1 steak sauce on a baked potato, a little bit of pepper and some horseradish, it's amazing. It tastes amazing. It's kind of a brown color, so you have to get over that, but it tastes really good. And it's hardly any points. So that's it for this video. I'm sorry that it took so long. I'm going to go into my office, do things that I have been putting off for a week, and go do some things for the church and for Honey, and figure out where my delivery is, because I haven't seen it. And I will catch you all next time, hopefully not with this red face, and hopefully with no things going on in my head, because I'm tired of it. Alright, looks like the food bank people are here, so I'm not alone. That always makes it better for me. I will catch you next time. Bye-bye. God bless.